Hello and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I am Adrien Atkinson, your guide for this enlightening journey. Stay with us as we share features that educate, inspire, and move you to action.
According to the Jamaica Public Service Company, the average cost of electricity is $65 per kilowatt-hour. A refrigerator is essential in every household, but what's the cost of keeping it plugged in all day? For a 15 to 18 cubic foot inverter refrigerator running 24 hours a day, that's 64 kilowatt hours per month, which adds up to $3,900 on your light bill. Now, compare that to a regular 18 cubic foot refrigerator. It consumes about 86 kilowatt hours, costing you $5,590 monthly. Got a bigger fridge? A 26 cubic foot inverter model uses up to 108 kilowatt hours, costing $7,020 each month just to keep it cool. Just a tip, always check the energy rating before you buy. Inverter models save more in the long run.
Thanks for staying with us. Education is a shared responsibility, and infrastructure is its backbone. In this feature, we explore how the National Education Trust is advancing Jamaica's learning landscape through purposeful partnerships and transformative projects.
In classrooms across Jamaica, the National Education Trust, NET, is transforming lives, ensuring that every child has the opportunity to thrive. But what exactly is NET, and how does it support the future of our children?
The National Education Trust is a registered charitable organization in Jamaica. What it is that we do is that we mobilize resources for the education sector from early childhood all the way to tertiary. And in essence, what we do is we work to fill the gaps.
The agency serves as the key body for executing government's strategic goals in the education sector. It focuses on enhancing national capacity for education infrastructure development, planning and managing construction and maintenance projects, and providing a credible framework for coordination of philanthropic efforts. NET manages projects from end to end, ensuring integrity, transparency, and accountability. Whether it's building a resource center, upgrading facilities, or managing scholarships.
So if someone, for example, wants to do a project locally here, whether they are local or they're from overseas, and they need someone to stand in the gap to manage that project end to end, NET provides those services to ensure that there is integrity, there is transparency, there's accountability for maximum impact of those projects and initiatives.
Through scholarships and grants, NET ensures that every donation directly benefits the students who need it most, addressing both immediate needs and long-term educational goals.
We always do a needs assessment of whatever school it is that they want to support. We go in, we do the needs assessment to identify the needs on the ground so that whatever interventions are being proposed align with the current needs of the school. And we have that overarching picture also of what is needed in the school in the near term and in the long term so that the interventions can be coordinated. So we're not wasting resources and we're coordinating efforts among different agencies and different entities. So there's a collaborative, strategic effort for maximum impact to ensure that our children have what they need to be able to fulfill their potential.
But NET's work is far from over. They need your help to support the 245 underperforming schools identified across Jamaica to elevate literacy and numeracy for every child.
We start with the basic need because if the children are hungry, they will not learn. And so you do have kids in school that are absent on a regular basis and maybe on an infrequent basis because they don't have food or they might not be able to afford the transportation to get to school, those who have to take public transport. And we want to make sure that we are removing the barriers that keep them out of school or out of school regularly so they are present to learn.
When we invest in our children, we invest in our future.
So get in touch with us at the National Education Trust and let us see how together we can work to help our children to elevate their level of learning and their performance.
holiday for children is their time to rest and have fun. But as parents and guardians, it is our duty to ensure they don't lose sight of the knowledge learned in school. Here are some tips to help keep your little ones entertained while at home. Spend time cooking together. Cooking is a lifelong skill. It doesn't hurt teaching your child how to find their way around the kitchen and prepare simple yet filling meals. But remember, safety first. Have your child read for at least 30 minutes a day. Yes, reading is fundamental, and the earlier they start, the better. But not just any books. Ensure they have educational content or provide life lessons. Engage in meaningful vocabulary-building conversations. While you engage in daily conversations, introduce them to new words. Give them context clues and use these words in sentences. Let this be a fun and learning experience for you both. Try out safe at-home science or art projects. Children are naturally curious, so imagine how fun carrying out science experiments would be for them. Likewise, art projects. Expose them to outdoor activities. Let's bring back the days where we explored the great outdoors and connected with nature. Let's balance fun and learning this summer by following these tips on how to beat the summer slide.
So it is important for us at JCA that our customers are treated fairly, right? And we know it's easy. I'm being frank, it's easy to blame customs for everything. But how do you verify whether customs is charging you or not? There's what we call a reference number, or we call it a C number. So if it is that you import anything, the de minimis is now $100 US. So if you import something that is $99 and your courier is saying that customs has charged you, ask your courier for the C number. Go onto the customs website and check or download the mobile app, type in your reference number, and you are able to see what the payment was. Your courier must provide you with a customs invoice. And if you have problems after that, send something to quick.response@jca.gov.jm and we will follow through because we take these matters very, very serious. Send a report with your detail, identifying who you are, what your import is, who is your courier company, and the challenges that you are having. And what we will do as the regulator, as the persons who authorizes courier companies to submit documentation on your behalf, electronic documentation, we will investigate. And I can tell you that our CEO has taken a zero-tolerance stance against freight forwarders, couriers who are perpetrating these type of, I call them offense, against the customers. And there are avenues that are available if they continue to do these things, that there is redress and there are things that can be done. For example, we hope we don't get to that, but the commissioner has the power to suspend their access to our platform where these declarations are submitted. So we urge the courier companies, comply, treat your customers well, give them the correct information, and there's still opportunity for you to continue to make a wonderful living from the trade.
Persons can now make payment of their police record through Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ's mobile app found on the Google Play Store.
It's a ABC123. Very easy for you to follow the steps in making your payments. Once that is done, the application will actually send you a notification to say that you have successfully done your transaction. And then following that, you will actually get what we call, you'll actually get two notices. You'll actually get one from your bank, from the application to say that your bank transaction has been completed.
And then the second one that you'll get is from tax administration's application now, which will say that you have been successful, and you'll actually get what we call a statement of payment with a reference number on it, and that's the reference number that you'll use here forward.
Signing up is free and is currently available on Android phones and tablets.
When the land burns, it's not just trees and crops that suffer. Discover how bushfires are leaving a lasting mark on Jamaica's precious water resources and ecosystems.
Unplanned fires that burn in natural areas such as forests, grasslands and savannas are called bushfires. They are usually caused by human activities done in error. In Jamaica, individuals burning garbage or clearing fields, farmers burning land for replanting, and individuals throwing away lit cigarettes are all actions that can cause bushfires. Natural occurrences such as lightning can also cause bushfires. This happens when lightning strikes and ignites dry trees and bushes. Bushfires can have deleterious or harmful effects on the natural environment. Managing Director of the Water Resources Authority, Peter Clark, wants citizens to pay keen attention to habits that can cause bushfires and be more proactive. One of the effects of bushfires is soil erosion. When burnt material from fires infiltrate the soil and form a waxy layer, this makes it difficult for water to infiltrate the ground during rainfall. Similarly, when the roots of plants burn, they can no longer hold soil particles in place. Bushfires also cause harm to the country's watersheds and have a negative impact on water resources. This continues the vicious cycle of water shortage.
So that when we are gathering water, we then have to probably not take that initial water into reservoirs because the sediment level is so high. This is created by the conditions that the bushfires would have set up. And so it leads to increased treatment costs. It leads to diversion of water that could have been collected for time, as we are now in need of water. That could have been collected, but it has to be diverted because the erosion and the sediment is so high.
Bushfires also cause the depletion of stored water in facilities like the Mona Reservoir when the precious liquid is used for dampening blazes.
The Jamaica Fire Brigade had to call on the Jamaica Defense Force, who had to use its helicopter and to pull gallons of water, dipping bucket into the Mona Reservoir to hold bushfire. Now that I understand is almost 1,000 buckets of water was removed from the Mona Reservoir to put out bushfire.
A December 2022 report from the Meteorological Service of Jamaica showed that all parishes were experiencing rainfall levels below their respective 30-year averages. Kingston and St. Andrew recorded a mere 5% of their average rainfall. Since the start of this year, the country has been experiencing a meteorological drought.
The fact that it is a meteorological drought means that right now, the rivers that are served largely by almost instantaneous rainfall, the rivers that are emanating and being sourced from areas that are of the volcanic rocks are being impacted.
Mr. Clark says rivers in the Blue Mountains and the Wandibolas Mountain are being affected. This has resulted in certain water sources being impacted, and that's why an increase in bushfires is worrying for the Water Resources Authority.
There must be concern when water that has been abstracted and gathered for domestic purposes is being used to out bushfires. We have a very serious and strong concern about that.
To minimize the risks and ensure that precious resources are used for their intended purpose, it is important that citizens do not carelessly light and leave fires unattended.
can't hear it, see it, or smell it. Yet carbon monoxide remains a serious and silent threat. In this segment, we share practical safety tips to help you detect and prevent carbon monoxide poisoning before it's too late.
It's invisible, odorless, and tasteless. Yet, carbon monoxide claims hundreds of lives every year. Could your home be at risk?
Carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas. It will kill you. Carbon monoxide goes to your brain, it shuts off the supply of oxygen. It suffocates you.
This toxic gas builds up quickly in enclosed spaces. Without proper precautions, even a few minutes of exposure can have deadly consequences. Everyday actions like starting your car or running a generator could turn deadly if done in the wrong place.
Do not start the car in the garage and leave the car throttling. The carbon monoxide from that car will kill you in quick time. So if you have a garage, when you are going to start that car and the garage is enclosed, please open the garage door, and hopefully, I'm hoping that the tailpipe, the exhaust will be to the back and it will blow the fumes out.
It's not just cars. Other common sources of carbon monoxide include kerosene heaters, charcoal grills, gas stoves, and water heaters. Always ensure proper ventilation when using any fuel-burning appliance. Generators are another common source of carbon monoxide poisoning, particularly during power outages.
If you are sleeping and the generator is inside your house, that fumes from the generator will not wake you up. That fumes will put you into a deeper sleep. It will put you into a state of unconsciousness, and you will not wake. Generators must be operated in an open area. If you have a generator room, you must provide for the ventilation. So you put the exhaust and ensure that exhaust goes outside. You don't want the exhaust of a generator to be anywhere inside where people are, because the fumes, the carbon monoxide from the generator attack your red blood cells. It takes away the oxygen.
Simply put, always open your garage doors when starting your car and ensure the exhaust is directed outside. Never use a generator indoors. Keep it at least 25 feet from your house in a well-ventilated area. Carbon monoxide detectors are your first line of defense. Install them near bedrooms, garages, and living areas. Regularly check the batteries and test the alarms. Protect your family from the silent killer. Take precautions today to prevent a tragedy tomorrow. For more safety tips, visit the Jamaica Fire Brigade website at www.jfb.gov.jm. In the event of an emergency, call 112 or 119.
The public sector touches the life of every single Jamaican. And that is why the government is transforming the way the public sector operates by making better use of technology to improve the delivery of public services, by improving the compensation of public sector workers to attract and retain the skills needed to run a modern and efficient public service, through the training of workers to drive performance, innovation, and decision-making, by reducing waste and eliminating corruption, and other measures to make sure the country gets the best value from every dollar spent. The government of Jamaica is building a better public sector for all.
Their rhythms have moved generations and defined an era. We take a musical journey with Fab Five, one of Jamaica's most iconic bands, celebrating their sound, legacy, and impact on the global stage.
I'm Sidney Thorpe, musical director and keyboard player.
I'm Donovan Palmer, keyboard player for Fab Five.
My name is Junior Bailey, and I'm one of the 2 original members of Fab Five.
My name is Kingsley Boyd. I'm the drummer for Fab Five.
Yes, my name is Andre Palmer. I'm the trumpeter for the band.
I have a sad story to tell you. My name is Andrew Casanova, and I'm the lead vocalist of Fab Five.
Yeah, I'm Frankie Campbell, bass player, leader of Fab Five. All of 54 years. Can you imagine that?
I stay with a big pile of shaving cream, be nice and clean, shave every day and you'll always be clean.
Shaving Cream, Fab Five's mid-1975 remake of the popular song originally written by Benny Bell, wasn't the band's first big song, but once they came out with this version, many more people started to look at them.
It was a fun song. I thought it was a really huge hit.
Starting in 1970, the group of mostly Kingston College colleagues started under the moniker Sing Out Jamaica, from which was born the Fabulous Five, with original members Frankie Campbell, Conroy Cooper, Grub Cooper, Peter Scarlett, Steve Golding, and Junior Bailey. Today, only 2 of the original members remain, but the music is still the same. But what made these then youngsters want to go into music? Simply put,
to get girls. Simple as that.
And with that, the secret behind the 1987 hit heard around the world is no longer a secret, with its lyrics seemingly criticizing the females of this wood and watery isle, and in another vein, praising them.
Jamaican woman, a sugar and salt. Some of them are general and we make you bad. Jamaican woman, a sugar and salt. Some of them are general and we make you bad.
It's a personal experience, you know. Not me, I'm a decent person, but go up and walk around all the place and do everything. Like I told you before, we tend to like women, and that took us all around Jamaica. And we looked at all the different parishes, and we saw all the different, you know, all the little quirks that every parish and the ladies had. And we grew up and wrote the song about the ladies.
The group has had successes in the reggae, dancehall, soca, and soul genres, a feat not many can boast.
Our first soca hit was You're Safe. We didn't really intend to do soca music, but once again, go up to heard this song and said, let's try it. And it worked, and then of course we started to do a lot of soca songs.
Oh gosh! We love to see the ladies parading in the plaza, in a uptown and downtown, profiling all around town in them. Slim girl, fat girl in a Jamaican girls and all the nice girls all night party, all night party, all night party, all night party. Hey, I said I love how you talk me better, love how you play me sister, hey you must and you really my fire easy, fire, fire easy, fire.
And Soul, Asking for Love, is a huge hit in Jamaica, playing at every session.
Somewhere in my life, I must have done something to earn some love. They are asking for my lady, they are asking for my baby, please, I'm asking for love. Somewhere I must have done something to earn some love. Now I'm also cold and lonely. I need someone to love and hold me. Please, asking for love. Na 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 na.
And of course our Christmas music is well known. But the first band in Jamaica and the Caribbean to all original Christmas album, Christmas in the Sun, that is still the most popular Christmas album in Jamaica today.
And something else that you may not have known.
Average Jamaican don't realize that we played on Bob Marley's first million seller, not with Bob Marley singing it. Bob Marley is a songwriter, and that song was Tear It Up by Johnny Nash. And we did the album, I can see clearly now. That was a huge, big million-selling album with Johnny Nash. And he did about 5 Bob Marley songs on that album, and we played.
Another point of note is that while the band was just emerging, reggae music too was in its infancy. So we were keen to know what influences were responsible for the boys of Fab Five.
Our influence would have been people like Baron Lee and the Dragonaires, who was a big band at the time. Yeah, Baron Lee and the Dragonaires was a big band at the time, and he used to travel the world.
And after half a century has passed, the band called the Fab Five would like the world to know
we're still here, Fab Five is still strong, still relevant, right? Once we hit a stage, young people can't get enough of us.
This is an all-night party. All-night party. All-night party. All-night party. Hey, I said I love you, Tommy Taylor. Oh, you family sister. Hey, you must have Juve. I really my fire, he's the fire.
Did you know that all employees are entitled to paid public holidays? Yes, under the Holidays with Pay order, enforced by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, there are 4 categories of paid benefits: holidays with pay, sick leave with pay, gratuity, and sick leave benefit. And do you want to know who is entitled? Me and any employee except casual workers who have worked at least 110 days per year with the same employer. Also, if you work between 110 and 220 days, you earn 1 day of leave for every 22 days worked. Employees who work more than 220 days in a year are entitled to 2 weeks of vacation leave. And if you've been with the same employer for more than 10 years and have worked over 220 days in the year, you qualify for 3 weeks of vacation leave. So, know your rights and take your rest.
As we wrap up today's edition of Jamaica Magazine, we hope you found these features informative and engaging. Let's stay connected, won't you, through our website, jis.gov.jm, and on social media. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrien Atkinson. Have yourselves a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.